So, the constant of proportionality assignment that you were supposed to do. K equals y over x. This is a constant ratio of y to x. You took notes on this a while back. And it was in a blue or colored foldable. Hold on, let me go get those notes. Okay. What's not those? These, purple or blue, constant of proportionality. So you should know how to find a constant of proportionality from a graph, from an equation, these are easy, and from a table. So now looking at these, you have A, B, C, D, E, F, and G. I'm going to tell you now you don't need G because it's not anywhere here in these first 6 problems. K equals y to x. Then once you find out what K is, you need to write an equation, y equals K times x. So for example, if y equals 7 and x equals 14, my constant of proportionality is going to be 7 to 14, which I can reduce to 1/2, which I can also rewrite as 0.5. So now I want to write my equation. It would be y equals 0.5x. I take out the k and I put in whatever I calculated. So wherever it says find the equation or write an equation for, that's where you're going to write y equals blah, 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 x. This says constant of proportionality, so I need k equals. This says find the value of k. I need k equals again. This says which box shows a relationship where the constant of proportionality is 64. That means k is 64, and I need to find out what fraction they put in here to get it. So I still need to find out where they got 64 from. Write a direct variation equation to represent the relationship in box D. If you were listening in class, direct variation equation is the same as y equals kx. But you still need to know what k is for box D. Write another y equals kx to represent the relationship in box F. Which box can be represented by the equation y equals 1/3 x? Who is that 1/3? K. Down here, the value of x varies directly with y, and when x equals 1/3 and y equals 12, write an equation to represent the direct variation. So this should say y equals something x. I have seen you all put plus something. There is no plus nothing here. This is not y equals mx plus b. Y equals mx plus b is different. So if you wrote y equals something x plus something, you got it wrong. If you're smart, you will go ahead and redo this on a separate sheet of paper, write the correct process down, and then come and turn it in tomorrow. Just a little piece of advice there, because I've already seen some of y'all writing them incorrectly. Over here, I'm doing the same thing. Write an equation to represent the direct variation. Y equals something x. What is that something? K. K goes here. How do I find K? Y over x. Now I like to say over x, but I can't over something. I can't do 12 over 3. I can divide, but I can't over. Please start practicing saying this properly. Down here, it says the values of x and y vary directly, and when x equals 4, y equals -10. Find the value of y when x equals 10. This was written and taken a picture of and posted on Google Classroom. I told you what to do here. Yep, Google Classroom. The values of x and y vary directly, and when x equals 48, y equals 36. Find the value of x when y equals 18. You need to find equivalent fractions. So my next piece of advice is to write and solve these k equals and then plug them in where it's important. 1 through 6. I'm sorry, A through F.
Oh, you messing up too much. Stop.
No, I don't care. I gotta get through this. A equals, or A is, y is 11, x is 2. Why did I write them in that order? Because that's how you need to write them on your paper. You should be showing work on separate paper. 11 over 2. If you convert this to a decimal, top in, bottom out. You need to divide. Letter B. I'm going to write them in order here. K equals y over x. What is y? And what is x? Simplify. Or you can do top in, bottom out. Letter C. X equals 1/4. Y equals 16. K equals 16 divided by 1/4. What is 1/4 as a decimal? Once you find that out, take 16 and divide by that decimal. But what I want to do is change what, because they forget what to do when they get here. D. Well, x equals 3, y equals 3/7. Because 3/7 is not one of my benchmark fractions, I'm going to have to write a fraction inside of a fraction. What do you mean, Miss Starling? 3/7 over 3. This is a division of fraction problem. I have 3/7 divided by 3. You need to look in your notes for this. Letter E. X equals -10, y equals 2. K equals 2 over -10. You need to simplify and convert to a decimal. And letter F, x equals 6, y equals 21. K equals 21 over 6. You need to simplify and convert to a decimal. Now for problem number 7, it says the value of x varies directly with y, and when x equals 1/3, y equals 12. Write an equation to represent the direct variation. K equals y over x, and y equals kx. This is the form that my equation must be in at the end. Y equals 12, x equals 1/3. I have another division of fractions problem. 12 divided by 1/3. Divide fraction. Number 8. Same thing. X equals 14, Y equals 21. K equals 21 over 14. Simplify and convert to decimal. Number 9. I have equivalent fractions, so I'm going to need my y over x. My first y value that they give me is negative 10. My first x value that they give me is 4. My second x value that they give me is 10. Y goes on top, the 10 goes on bottom because it's x. Here you need to cross multiply and divide by the third number. Cross multiply and divide. This is a 6th grade concept, hence why I have not gone into more detail over this in class, because you were supposed to know it from 6th grade. For number 10, same thing, but I have different values. I don't have an x value. Instead, they give me a y, and I'll have to find x. Y equals 36 over 48, which equals 18 over x. Cross multiply, then divide. Cross multiply, then divide. Those of you who are using photo math are not going to get credit for it, so you might as well just do the work because you're putting more work on yourself by having to go back and do it the right way.